Okay, so I was thinking of some different videos I could do for the channel, and I thought I'd do some collection videos specifically for people who don't know much about a system or are just getting into a system. This one being on the Sega Saturn. So if you're just getting into the Sega Saturn or thinking about getting into the Sega Saturn, don't know much about it, then I just wanted to do some kind of short, bite-size collection videos on the system, really. Okay, so one thing you might want to get into if you're thinking about collecting for the Saturn is Sega Saturn magazine. I love the magazine. It's really well written. Good sense of humour. Really good support for the system at the time. Tons of screenshots, good quality screenshots as well, and artwork and what have you. Just an all-round bloody good magazine that really, supported the magazine, supported the system rather, and it helped. It helps keep the system going as well here in the UK. Again, I think a lot of Saturn owners probably bought the magazine. It was quite a popular magazine. If you're collecting the magazine now, though, prices vary quite a lot. You might be able to get some issues for peanuts, other issues might go for just silly money. The last time I tried to bid on a load of magazines, Sega Saturn magazines on eBay, I was willing to pay up to £5 for each magazine. I bid up to £5. Some of the issues went for way above £5, going up towards the £10 mark, and I just thought that, and that was on top of £2 shipping on top of that, so just crazy money. Sometimes it can seem like it's issues specific, like certain issues will go for more where others won't. So it really varies, but if you can get hold of whatever you can get hold of, it is worth collecting for. Now there's one issue that you really want to probably go for, and that's the Panzer Dragoon issue. I'll put the number on the screen because I can't remember offhand, so not very good preparation for this video, but there you go. Basically I had a cover mounted CD on it, and now it's very rare that you're going to find the magazine and the CD sold together. Very rare indeed. To be honest, I've never seen the magazine and the CD sold together. I don't know whether people have just sold them separately, or whether one or the other's been lost, but whatever. So the cover mounted CD that came with that magazine was a demo of Panzer Dragoon Saga. Now, Panzer Dragoon Saga is one of the best RPGs, or the best RPG on the system, probably one of the best games on the system, in my opinion. And what was so special about that demo is basically Panzer Dragoon came spread over 4 discs, each disc being a quarter of the game. Now, the demo was the whole of disc 1, so you got the whole of disc 1, cover mounted on the magazine. So basically you got a quarter of the game as a demo with the magazine, and I don't know, I can't think of that happening. I'm not saying that hasn't happened before, but I think that's pretty special to get the whole quarter, a quarter of a game as a demo. That's pretty decent. And Panzer Dragoon can cost anything between 80 to 140 quid, depending on the condition of it. So if you're really interested in the game, but I mean, you're obviously going to pay anything up to 100 quid at least for that game. So if you really wasn't sure about spending that amount of money, because it's a serious amount of money for a retro game, then the demo really makes it worthwhile to go for the demo. The demo can go anywhere between a couple of quid and 10 quid. But when you can, 10 quid might be a lot for a demo, but when you consider it's, the whole of disc 1, the first quarter of the game, and when you consider that the actual game itself complete, you could be paying £100 for it, and you're not sure whether you're going to like the game. Then the £10 investment for the demo really works out, to be honest. Now, the second thing you really want to go for really is the 4-in-1 cart for the system. Now the 4-in-1 cart does 4 things basically. It's a RAM cart, so it's got 1 to 4 megabytes in there, and it automatically detects whether the game needs 1, 2, 3 or 4 megabytes of RAM. It's a region cart, so you can play on-port games, and it's a cheats cart, so you can pick the game that you want to use the cheats for and do that, whatever. But I will say of this that it seems mainly for the US and Japanese editions of the games. It only has a small number of PAL releases on there. And last but not least, it's a memory backup, so it's got 4 megabytes of RAM to back up your saves. That's really important. You get a memory card for the Saturn, because I've had this happen to me. The Saturn uses a clock battery, CR32 or something like that, and what you'll find is if you put a new battery in there, it lasts about a year, and then you'll switch on your Saturn one day and find that all your saves have been wiped. Pretty annoying when you're playing an RPG, which is what happened to me. I was playing through Albert Odyssey, played 30 hours of the game, switched it on one day and found that my saves had been wiped. So you don't want that happening to you. I'd recommend getting a memory card and backing up your saves after every session that you have on the Sega Saturn, and that way if the watch battery does go one of the days, then you're not going to be in the situation I was, where you lost 30 hours of gameplay on an RPG. So that's that. One thing I will say for this cart as well, it's pretty much a must-have. The reason being is, especially when you're importing stuff like fighters and stuff, Japanese fighting games, you can use the RAM cart and the import the import part of it together. So you don't, of course, some of the fighting games, they use RAM carts. So I suppose if you've got your Saturn region modded, then you'd only need to stick a RAM cart in there, which you can buy on their own, and then you can just play the game. With this, you don't have to, or obviously if you've got a Japanese game or something that doesn't use a RAM cart, then you just stick in a region cart in there, which again you can buy on their own separately, and then Bob's your uncle and away you go. But in this, you've got the RAM and the region cart in the cart all in one, and you can use those two together at the same time. So it really makes it worthwhile getting it. And the only other thing I'd say about that though is that if you're wanting to play import games, then you need at the very least, you need to have your Saturn 60Hz switched. So you need that mod done. The reason being is if you don't have it 60Hz switched, when you play a Japanese or US game, then you're going to encounter a lot of problems. A perfect example for me is my one Saturn died because I tried to region mod it and it all went wrong. So I bought another Saturn and I managed to get a hold of Albert Odyssey. Now I started playing Albert Odyssey, but at the time I didn't have that console 60Hz switched. So I just stuck the region cart in the cartridge slot and started playing the game. But I found something was amiss. The audio wasn't synced to the gameplay. It was like really off, and it just wasn't right at all. And especially after watching videos of the game, I knew that the audio wasn't syncing with the gameplay. But once I got the 60 hertz switch done on there, and I flipped the thing to 60 hertz and stuck in the region cart and started playing the game, then that sorted the problem out. So unless you have the 60 hertz switch, then you're gonna find you're gonna be having a lot of problems really. So that's one thing you need to do if you're going to play imports as well, that you need it 60 hertz switched.